Shall we begin, man? We're here at the Underground Podcast. Today we have from the Central Coast, Lorde Sanctus, bro. How you doing?
Yes, fantastic. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. So you had like a bit of a drive down here today, right?
A little bit. It's not bad though. It's beautiful, so it's cool. Yeah.
It's a good drive. So where were you coming from exactly?
Today, Napomo.
Okay, from Napomo. Is that where you stay at, like, kind of permanently right now?
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
And so a big reason why I want to have you on here is like, because really last we talked was like, man, right when the pandemic started.
For real, yeah.
And you guys have been super fucking busy up there
man.
with the Connect the Coast team. Like, you guys have been doing a lot this past summer, have been going crazy, like really doing a lot of like awesome, meaningful work.
Thank you.
I just want to start with that stuff. Like, right when the George Floyd murder happened and everything starts coming around, and like I know that down here the BLM protests were really popping, but I feel like up where you guys were, like it seemed to be like a much more impactful movement. Now, why did you decide to have like such a big voice in that? Like, a lot of what I was seeing was from the Connect the Coast and from you specifically. You guys were out there like performing every fucking day, it seemed like. And so why was it important for you to use your platform to voice what you wanted about this situation?
Besides just being a black male on the coast, like as I've been building my media platform, I've learned that like framing is everything. And so I wanted to be the one to frame the narrative I didn't want white people speaking for us, you know what I'm saying, basically, you know. So, and I've seen that happen back home so much where like they only accept the story if it's coming from a certain kind of black person, you know what I'm saying. And so I knew that I was gaining attention and that it would be kind of stupid to not just show it as raw as I could show it, you know what I'm saying. Like, I was on the freeway that day that it happened. There's footage on Connect the Coast from there, and from that day we've been saying like, it's not what the cops are saying, but like it took someone else releasing the drone footage to for them to start listening, you know what I'm saying. So framing is everything. So at least there's a historical record of what actually happened there, you know what I'm saying, from not just a black person's perspective, but from a protester's perspective, an activist perspective.
And just I'm just curious if you've had like any like random ass people on Instagram or anything like reach out like upset, like, oh, this is a music thing, like, because that's happened to Underground.
Oh really?
Yeah, like
nah I mean, people know I got time, so if you want to talk shit to me, I got time for you all day. So, and a lot of people don't want to get flamed like that, so no.
I saw one thing that was really sick was like you performing at this gazebo.
Yeah.
And so what did you perform there? Was it like a song that you already had? Was it something you wrote in the midst of all this?
I actually have a song called Take a Knee that I did back when Kaepernick first took a knee, and the speaker stopped working. That's what happened.
Oh, at the actual performance?
Yeah, it just stopped working. The audio stopped working, so I just was rapping out loud, and someone caught the footage, and it just looked way more epic than it actually was. That's just what it was. It was dope though.
I think it was really sick. Like,
thank you.
I think that you guys like had a really impactful summer, and like just created content that like just me, you know, I'm obviously just a white dude. I'm at home in Newbury Park, you know.
Nah, but you're an ally though. I see what you post and stuff. I think that's dope. Like, it's crazy to see that, like, coming from when we first met, like what?
Probably, I feel like we
almost
first met
a year ago.
Yeah, probably like I feel like January 2020. Maybe March 2020 at that second.
And like so many people from where I'm from pay attention to Underground. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, they're here. You know what I'm saying? And like, and I know so many people from Ventura pay attention to Connect the Coast. It's really dope to see like that synergy there. It's really dope to me. I fuck with that.
Yeah, I just like, for real, like I just think that what you guys have done this past summer is really sick, and like, not to even mention the dope ass music that Connect the Coast has had in the past like 6, 7, 8 months. You guys have had a lot of dope shit, and like these artists, like right when I started, I don't know exactly, maybe when I first heard of Connect the Coast, it might have been like remember when you came down for those
Yeah.
auditions that we had, and unfortunately you were busy the day of the show.
Yeah.
But then it ended up getting canceled, the show, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
of COVID.
exactly.
But I think that's when I was first introduced, like when you threw out that money and it's that Connect the Coast dollar.
Yeah, I still got those.
That's dope. I think that's like the most classic business card. Like it's so dope.
Thank you.
But I think that's when I first found out, and like as I was like exploring this, like I never really had branched out of like Ventura County. Like I always thought the 805 was literally just Ventura County until you told me.
Most people think that. Yeah.
Yeah, you're the one that told me that. It was like, no, dude, this shit goes up to San Luis Obispo.
Yeah, and beyond. Yeah.
And as I'm like starting to get introduced to the artists that you put on, Shorty Doo-Wop, Central Coast Gia, D-Banks, like these are people that, the biggest thing that like I always get annoyed at when I'm just like get introduced to new artists and just put in like time and energy into like looking them up and listening to music is like then they kind of just like take a break or they kind of just stop falling in love with it. But the artists that you've worked with have really just gone crazy the past like few months.
Thank you. That's dope. That's dope to hear. Thank you.
Hell yes. So how did you end up like getting linked up with Shorty and D-Banks and Gia?
I really like was looking on the coast for people I wanted to fuck with, like musically, and I know Shorty's cousin. He used to be my roommate, and so I shot Shorty's very first music video way back in the day. And so when I started a label, I was like, I already know I'm fucking with Shorty Doo-Wop, you know what I'm saying? And then Banks I met through Straight Lace No Chase. We were just chilling.
What is that?
Straight Lace No Chase is like a kind of big podcast where we come from, and Banks is I want to say like cousins or uncle. They're related, and I was just chilling with him one day, Big Mike, and Banks came through and showed me his video, and I was like, oh, okay, like whenever you're ready, let me know. And he wasn't fucking with me like that, and then he saw Connect the Coast grow, and like a year later, maybe he hit me and was like, okay, let's give it a shot. And then we did Pop It like 2 weeks later, and it was moving after that. And then Gia just rolled up on me at an after party after the club one night, and she was like, yo, I want to rap. And she spit me a verse, and I was like, okay, cool, let's go. And it was on ever since that. That was just it.
That's dope. So what other artists, like how many artists do you consider as the creator, founder of Connect the Coast to be in Connect the Coast? So
the artists that are like signed to Connect the Coast are myself, Shorty Doo-Wop, Calvin Stokes, DJ Brother C. That's the same person. D-Banks, Central Coast Gia, Jay Riley, Mr. Butter is a DJ as well.
Okay, and like what's the range in terms of like location that these people are in? Is it all kind of in that DePomo, San Luis Obispo?
No. It's like a 50-mile radius. So from Santa Maria, which is the closest to here, down up to Paso Robles, which is the furthest away from here.
Okay,
so, yeah.
Is that still 805?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So as like the runner of this, what are some goals that you have for 2021? Like where do you want Connect the Coast to be by the end of this year, by this time next year?
I expect to have a regional hit, so that means like a song that everybody knows, hopefully multiple songs that everybody knows from Simi Valley to Paso Robles. You know what I'm saying? Like if we can get a song that's popping in that area, then it's kind of a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? And that's just something that we can really work with and kind of break the market wide open. So regional hits is the goal for sure. That's it.
And so how did you end up like doing this in the 805? Were you born and raised out here?
I was raised in the 805, yeah. My mom's from Santa Barbara. I grew up in San Luis Obispo and just all over the 805. I grew up all over the 805. And yeah, I mean, I just never really seen anyone repping it the way that it's being repped now. And so I just wanted to kind of play my part in that. And that's how I found out there was other people doing it too. And I thought that was super dope. So.
Mm-hmm. And so you're born and raised in the 805. Have you ever like moved anywhere else? Did you ever?
Yeah, I lived in, so I've lived back in the 805 for like 3.5 years. Before that, I lived in LA for 18 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I was in LA like moving. I have 3 record deals. Fuck it, I got songs with Method Man and Mobb Deep, and did music for Transformers and Despicable Me too, and all kinds of shit. I still do a lot of music for TV shows and film and shit like that. And but I lived in Miami for a little bit, lived in San Francisco. I lived all over the place.
But you came back to the 805.
Yeah, for sure.
What did you see as different about the 805 music scene from LA and Miami? I mean, obviously like how big it is and how much, I guess, how big the market is different. But have you noticed anything different between like Miami artists and 805 artists?
It's hard to say yet. I mean, there's not a scene, you know what I'm saying? So we're building the scene. So, and that in itself is so unique and special. Like, I've been everywhere, and like once the scene is built, the magic is kind of gone, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you weren't involved in building the scene. So the fact that everybody in this room right now, everybody that you guys interview, everybody that we put on, like, that's history, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna look back and be like, oh, it started with these platforms, it started with these artists. So I mean, the fact that we can build the scene is the craziest thing. It's insane.
And is that, like, you think something that like attracts you to doing this every day, or attracts you to coming back and putting your skill set and your knowledge of the game into the 805?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because I mean, I did it with no guidance, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't easy at all. And there's just so many things I wish I could have did differently, that like if I can prevent other people from doing those things, then I'm gonna do that for sure, you know. So
do you have any like specifics, like what as you're working with some of these younger people, like you help put out Fire Emojis tape, right? Fire Emojis, early 20s. You're somebody that has been in their shoes before. Mm-hmm. What advice do you have for these people?
It's patience, you know what I'm saying, and like just being receptive. The dopest thing about working with Fire Emoji was that like I work with people that are self-starters, so they don't need anybody else. Like, he doesn't need my help at all. I just thought, like, yo, like what I did with people that aren't signed to Connect the Coast, I'm fans of theirs. So it's like, let me make an album with you with beats that I want to hear you on, basically, you know what I'm saying? And like, let me maybe help with the mix, and let me help with that. As much as you're willing to let me do. And he was really down to be like, okay, maybe I'm not comfortable having you mix my record, but come to my house and like give me game on what you think we should do. And like, you know, I told him this little tweak, that little tweak, you know what I'm saying? And like, and I think those little things just make all the difference, being willing to learn and being willing to know that maybe you don't know everything, you know what I'm saying? And like, and I'm like that too, like with all my artists. Like, they tell me, I don't like that mix, I don't like that tweak, and I'll listen to them and be like, okay, we'll try it your way. But if it's whack, I'm gonna tell you it's whack. You know what I'm saying? But like, I think that that's my biggest advice, is understand that you know, you maybe don't know everything just yet.
Do you think that that's like the kind of the mentality that you had when you were in your early 20s? Like, I know everything, I can do this all myself?
No. I was begging people to help me, you know what I'm saying? But just, I only know how to do things myself because I had to learn how to do them myself. It wasn't cool to be like Russ. It wasn't cool to be like, I make all my beats and I mix everything and I master everything. Like, I just learned that because no one else would do it for me. Like, and so now people hang their hat on that shit, and you know, not everybody's like Fire Emoji. Not everybody's good at that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they just want to say that they mixed and mastered their own shit. And it's like, bro, I know it sounds like you did. You need to go pay somebody to do that shit. Like, that's just why I think that that's what it comes down to. Like, people on the coast that I'm seeing, a lot of people want they want the E for effort. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, we're way, way, way past that shit, bro. Like, I remember we were having a conversation on the phone when we were doing that project, and you said, one of you or Popsky said, there's certain people out here that might not rap ever again if we don't get this just right. And I feel like I said, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? They're not built for this if they don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's just really my approach. Like, that's the toughest love I can give you, is if it hurts your feelings to hear the truth, if it hurts your feelings to not be agreed with, you may not be built for this game. That's just really what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm. And is that like when you're looking for people to sign, when you're looking for artists to work with, that's like a big thing you look for, is like the mentality and the passion for actually doing it and growing and getting through these hurdles?
I think I'm one of the few that, like, I look for talent. That's first and foremost. Like, I think that I can work past everything else if the talent is there. I don't really I don't really care about anything other than, do I respect your talent? Do I like your talent? That's it, really.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll work past everything else.
So, like, what initially, I'm kind of just curious, like, brought your attention to Fire Emoji? Or like, what were you initially attracted to him on, and why were you like, this is somebody that I want to fucking work with?
It was Big Drip, yo. You know, the like when you got swag, you recognize somebody else that has swag. That's just like, it's like a radar. You feel what I'm saying? And you're like, oh shit, that nigga got swag. And like, then I heard the music and I was like, okay, he's in his own lane. He's doing his own sound. I don't hear to anybody else that sounds like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't see nobody else that looks like that. Those are special things. Like, that's what we need out here, is our own sound, our own language, our own culture. Like, we're not going to win trying to be like the Bay. We're not going to win trying to be like LA. We're not going to win trying to be like anything else. So I look for people that stand out to me, that have the ability to compete in those lanes, but maybe aren't necessarily doing exactly what I see out there already. So
I feel you. Yeah, I was talking to Famoji earlier, and like, there's like nobody that is in this kid's lane for real.
Agreed.
He's starting a new trend out here in the 805, man. It's lit to see, and it's cool that we were both able to like put our own piece into it and try to.
I feel like that about Voodoo, when like I heard Kenny Lockett through you guys, and that's literally one of my favorite records. Just, I listen to that shit all the time just because I love that song. Like, he has the same kind of swag. Like,
I know.
He just is. Frankie, they're all on their own thing. They're dope. Like, I like what's going on out here for sure.
Hell yeah. Lil Voodoo is like somebody that, he's like seriously just one of my favorite rappers in general, not just 805 rappers.
It's a kid you need to check out named Young K-Swish. Fucking cold, bro.
Okay.
Nigga is cold. Super cold, bro.
Is he like Lil Voodoo vibes?
He's on his own thing, bro. He's like the Coast Lil Baby. So he got flows kind of like that, kind of. It's just, he's on his own thing, but he's just really, really dope. Like, he could rap his fucking ass off. It's crazy.
Damn. I don't know if you've seen, because they haven't really posted much about it, but they're dropping a 4K tape. Like, 4K is the kind of like collective that Frankie, Voodoo, kind of that like little young squad.
I didn't know what that stood for. All right.
That's just like their collective, I guess.
That's
and
dope.
they're dropping a tape, and like, I'm actually going to be doing a little like narration on it.
That's hard. You know we got the radio station, Connect the Coast Radio. We'll do a listening and a review for that shit for sure.
Hell yeah. So, like, as somebody that's like, obviously you run this label, you're an artist yourself, but a huge part of what you do too is like content creation. Like, you run this super active Instagram. Like, how did you decide that you wanted to be the one that did this? Like, did you kind of always, as Instagram kind of came up, just kind of had a knack for using social media?
Yeah. So I was like, I was one of the first rappers on like Ustream ever. Like, I met the CEO of Ustream. He told me that, like, before Soulja Boy and shit like that. Like,
I don't even know what that is.
Ustream is like, streaming comes from Ustream. It's like all the live streaming on YouTube, all that shit. It used to be a website called Ustream TV, and that technology brought us streaming and shit like that. And Soulja Boy actually popped off on that platform before YouTube. And I just always have paid attention to technology. And but Connect the Coast came just because I was nosy, man. I wanted to know what was going on. At the time I was learning how to shoot photos and shoot videos, and I would go to the clubs and take pictures, and I was like, I need a place to put these pictures. And so I made an Instagram, And fucking.
And was it always like as you created the account, the name was Connect the Coast?
Just it kind of all happened at once. Yeah. And it's just been Connect the Coast, and then I knew I wanted to make a label, and I just was like, I'm gonna just put everything under this umbrella. You know what I'm saying? People seem to be resonating with the name, and yeah, I really enjoy building the platform. I enjoy discovery, like finding out who's new, who got the most swag in the area, who's the best photographer, who's the best videographer, who's the best whatever. Like, I love all that, and I want to be a resource for other people to find those things too, and that's been working and happening as well, which is dope.
Yeah, because an important thing that you do too is like, it's not just artists. Like, you do the Connect the Coast Awards, and you do everything from models to photographers, right? There's a lot of different things. Like, is it tiring to just keep up with the whole scene like that?
Nah, because like I said, I love it. I really enjoy knowing who's who and seeing the scene develop, and people really making their effort to carve out their own little lanes. Like, Jamie, is that her name? Like, what she's doing with E-Rock and those people out, that's like their own little lane and their own sound. And then like, you have us up north, and then you have people like the people that College Cato fuck with. They sound like way different, and like there's just a lot of, you can kind of see where, oh shit, they're over here, and it's really dope. So I just enjoy seeing that.
And it's cool too, like, I don't know if you even realize, but like that, you like that scene, right, where you said like there's kind of that G-Funk scene, then there's kind of that College Cato scene, like that's like very split, like even location wise. Like, that kind of G-Funk Jamie scene is really like Oxnard based. Like, Oxnard really is where that kind of like old school, just dope hip hop comes out of.
Gotcha.
And then kind of that newer, I feel like College Cato vibe comes out of like Ventura.
Interesting.
And then kind of like as you go closer kind of to where I live, like the Thousand Oaks, Newbury Park, Westlake area, I feel like that's where you get like the 17-year-old Lil Voodoos. Like, just kind of like kids.
Is that where he's from?
Yeah, Thousand Oaks.
Okay. And I mean, y'all got something in the water out there, because Tuesdays is ridiculous. Like,
super underrated.
He's ridiculous. Right? And then his homie, like Flowhead or whatever.
It's Rahul.
Rahul, I'm sorry. Yeah, that guy is insane. He's like my favorite artist, period. Like, he's ridiculous.
He's crazy. And like the music videos that they make too, aren't those insane, bro?
Yeah, it's a lot of talent on the coast, for sure.
Hell yeah. So in terms of like Connect the Coast moving forward in the next few months, like, can we expect more projects out of some of these artists? Some singles, music videos?
Oh yeah. Fucking Gia's album is like,
oh shit, is that coming soon?
In the spring. It's incredible. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's gonna fuck everybody up. There's no question about it. Then the DJ Brother C, like, it's crazy. Like, I used to go to church with him way back in the day. He used to play drums at my church when I was little, and he's like way older than all of us. And he used to sing at my church, and so when I moved back, I knew he had crazy vocals. And part of my thing that I wanted to try was hip hop is like turning 40. And so this is kind of the first time that there's an older hip hop generation, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's an underserviced lane. So I was like, as I get older, I make music for people my age. If people younger than me like it, that's cool, but I make music for people my age. Like, I wanted an R&B singer like that too, and he used to sing with Jodeci back in the day. So he likes that kind of music, Jodeci, Genuine, like that R&B, late 90s R&B type shit. And so it took me 2 years to talk him to get in the studio, and he finally was like, I want to get in the studio, because he knew Gia before she rapped, and he saw that, oh, people are really fucking with her, and it's like not a game, you know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, I want to do that too. So we got in the studio this last 6 months, and we've been making this like 90s like Bobby Brown, Jodeci type record that is just so fucking crazy that like he's about to fuck up the coast too. It like fits right in there with the Anderson Paaks and the crazy. It's like right in that lane, but more Bobby Brown, more like soul R&B, you know what I'm saying? So I'm excited about his project. I'm pretty much from here on out only going to be dropping records via NFTs because that's just what I like. I think that's cool. And to me, that way, only people that want it get it. So I have a new project coming out with this new artist from Denmark, new 3D artist from Denmark that I'm going to be dropping probably in the summer. Banks has new music that's going crazy. Jay Riley has a lot of crazy new music. Shorty has 3 albums he's working on. He has a song with Madlib. That's crazy. So it's a lot of shit going on with Connect the Coast for sure.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Wait, so how did you get linked up with this person in Denmark? Is that through like Instagram?
Yeah, just through Instagram. Like ever since I've been buying these NFTs, like a lot of artists have just been reaching out and I've been reaching back, and then I was like, this is what the fuck I want to do. Like I collect mini discs. Like for those that don't know, they're like these little, it's old technology from the 90s that like they were gonna take over CDs. So they're like these mini CDs that are encased in disc and they look really futuristic and weird, and you need a special mini disc player to play them. So I have a bunch of them, and you can kind of re-record them and reuse them as you want to. So you can put whatever you want on them and just reprogram them. So when I release my NFTs and release exclusive music, whoever buys the art with these artists will get the mini disc, and the artist will paint on the mini disc as well, and there'll be a message on there from the artist and myself, and it'll be a one of one. You know, you'll be the person that owns that record, you'll be the person that owns that content, and you could trade it on the market like Ethereum or Bitcoin or anything else. So it's
Can you explain to me like a little bit more about NFTs? Because like I honestly don't know much about it. Like what exactly is that?
Yeah, so it stands for non-fungible token, and fungible just means whether it can be copied or not. So like something fungible is like a dollar. The dollar can be replicated, and a dollar is like that's just what it is. It's non-fungible means it can't be replicated. So like it's a one of one, like a Mona Lisa or a Van Gogh painting, or those they just can't be replicated. And the token part in NFT, the T in token, that means that when you buy something, like there's these markets like Rarible.com, SuperRare.com, Nifty Gateway, and when you go there, you can buy this art. And when you buy the art, you get a token, and that token is a token of authentication. So you know it was made by that artist, and you can see the history of who had that art. So if you bought it maybe from a collector, or if you bought it from the artist directly, you can see the transaction history of that. And some NFTs like are really dope 3D kind of statues, and if you buy them, they actually ship you the statue and shit like that. So anything can be an NFT. The dope part about it is the T, the token, that you can authenticate what you're buying. And so that is just going to change the future of things. It's like, I mean, from literally everything from the housing market to the grocery market to everything. But the potential in music is really cool, because you get to see, like, imagine if you came across this Bob Dylan recording and you had a token where you could see the history and you knew that he created it, or a Picasso painting where you knew whose hands it was in, and you knew that it was an original because you can trace the token. That's the era we're in. So with the NFTs, like, there are these artists like Beeple. He's like the Picasso of NFTs right now, and we're seeing him become this in front of our eyes. But also any art of his that you buy can be authenticated with these tokens, and so whoever collects them, you know, oh, that's a real Beeple, that's a real, and it's just the implications are really, really huge for music. So I just want to get in it early. Like I said, I usually do, but I don't make music to be the next, like, I'm not trying to compete with my artists. I'm not trying to compete. I'll rap till I die, because that's the thing I'm good at. That's what I love doing. I just want to release music in cool ways and do cool shit, and that's what I'm doing. But my artists will still be doing regular, normal. You can still get their shit like in regular places, yeah.
Okay, so it's like are NFTs like kind of new to the music game? Like, is that, it's new, right?
It's new to the technology game. It's a blockchain technology, so it's just another play off of the blockchain. But it's new to the technology game, and it's being used in every space. But it's really, people are making a lot of money right now in the entertainment space, specifically through art and sports. Like, so Top Shot, I think, is an NBA thing that's doing NFTs, and then art is like there's pieces going for just insane amounts of money. Like the other night, people sold something for 3.3 million. It's like it's just going crazy.
And so if you like release your music through that, then it's not going to be like on Spotify.
It depends. So I can do whatever I want. Like I can release. Let's say there's a song where I'm not sure about it enough, and I can put it on the market and say I'm never gonna release this anywhere else. It's gonna be yours, and that I can do that. Or I can release just the master on and release a master or a mixed version that I can do whatever I want. So you can still put it on Spotify and Apple Music, but it might be smarter, in my mind it's smarter to put it on the blockchain first to show that you made it, and that, like, especially for copyright laws, like if you want to show who the creator is, you just follow the blockchain and you can see, you know what I'm saying? So putting things on the blockchain at first is just going to be the smart way to go regardless. If it's any kind of intellectual property, whether it's movies, books, whatever, because it can be authenticated that you created it.
So like learning like these things like copyright laws and like obviously running a record label, there's a lot of just like, I'm sure, paperwork and just kind of things that need to be done to get things released right. I know that you had music that was like out on the Ellen Show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, where did you kind of learn the music game? Was it just through your own personal experience? Did you have like a mentor?
Nah. Like I really took lumps, you know what I'm saying? Like the first movie I got music in was Step Up 2. But because I didn't know anything about publishing actually Stomp the Yard was the first one, and then Step Up 2. And I just assumed like, oh, they paid me a check, and so, my royalties are just going to start coming in. And it's like, no, you got to sign up with BMI. So I sign up with BMI. Then I get my music in another movie. And so, okay, I'm signed up with BMI, and I just got another TV show. Where are my royalties? Oh, no, you need to actually have a publishing company. So I get a publishing company, but then you don't register the songs right. So you have to go through all these missteps to learn that, did the TV show submit the cue sheets? Because if they didn't do their side of it, you're not going to get your royalties. And like they're like, my homegirl, Angela Johnson, she's a comedian. Her very first comedy special, I did the theme song for it. And like, because I didn't know about cue sheets, I was supposed to ask the production company, did you submit the cue sheets? You know what I'm saying? And like, because I never asked, they never did it. I never got any. That's my fault. That's not anyone else's fault. But you have to learn those things before, before you have to just go through those things. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have a mentor, and I didn't have a mentor, and I want to be people's mentors. And I also just want people to know, like, it's not always sweet. Like, don't let people fool you when they post, oh, I'm in this, or I got music in this. Is ask them. Don't ask them. Don't try to shame them. But like
let me see those cue sheets,
understand bro. That if they don't own publishing on those records, that means absolutely nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like when you hear these rappers say own your publishing, own your masters, they're not fucking lying. That's everything. That's where the money comes from.
And so you were saying you want to be a mentor for artists that are on your label, for artists that come to you. Is this kind of like a thing that you provide for them? Like
it's really the only thing I provide, to be real, because I don't have money to give advances out or anything like that, like just to be 100% real. So my thing is like, I'm going to make what I can provide is making your journey easier. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to pay for studio time. You're not going to pay for engineers. I have a bunch of film equipment. So if you want me to shoot your video, I'll shoot it. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe you have I'm not Scorsese, so maybe you have bigger visions, and I'll help facilitate that. But I'll make your journey easier. I'll teach you what I know, and I'll connect you with who I'm connected with. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a comedian I think he's from Oxnard or Ventura. His name's Eric Schwartz, and he tours with Joe Coy and everything. He fucks with Connect the Coast, and like he has a song called 805 that went viral, and he wanted to do a remix for the song and like put it out, and he wanted to use real 805 rappers, you know what I'm saying? And so he came to Connect the Coast, you know what I'm saying? Who you think I'm gonna go to first? My artist. Like, so like those are the benefits of being on Connect the Coast, is like, if it's like my boy my boy Jeremy Jackson, he used to be on Baywatch, this old TV show, and like they're doing a documentary, and they want music for the documentary. Who you think I'm gonna use first? Connect the Coast music. So it's like I said, I'm gonna give you opportunities as they come my way, and I'm gonna try to just make sure you have as little headaches as you can possibly have. And I'm gonna be the bad guy in situations where you need a bad guy, so you can maintain the relationships that you need to maintain.
That's dope. So like, where do you hope to be personally in like 5 years? Do you want to still be living up in Northern 805? Still in the same scene? Do you want to grow from there? Do you have like
I hope to be
somewhere else?
back, so I'm gonna go back into LA. Like I said, I lived in LA for 18 years versus 4. My life is in LA. It's
Okay.
You know what I'm saying. So I'm gonna be in LA, and I have to be in LA to grow, connect the coast. I think, you know what I'm saying. But within 5 years, I'd hope to be back on the coast and just reaping the benefits of something I built. And I want to be throwing festivals and South by Southwest type things in the 805. My ultimate goal has always been to make this a complex. Like I want a complex con in 805. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Like with my celebrity friends on panels and all the fashion lines out here, and just having lit ass parties on the beach and crazy like just dope shit, and just turn the 805 up. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I really want to do, and hopefully, as we build the audience, we can get people to trust us enough so we can do those things.
Hopefully we can do something like some crazy festival. That's what the 805 needs, like a really lit festival.
Yeah.
And hopefully once this COVID shit is like slowly coming to an end, we might be able to just finesse it and get it done.
I also want to say a big part of that is going to be like our two areas really fucking with each other. It's the only way I feel it's gonna happen, because y'all have your guys' audience down here understands how to support you guys in a way that our audiences up there don't really get, and I feel like our artists down here understand how to support each other in a way that maybe not all the artists up here get. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
you feel like that?
I see like there's pockets of artists down here that support each other, but otherwise I feel like it's like I know Dio and Bell run together, and it doesn't seem like there's beefs, but it does seem like it's not like up there, like all the artists that fuck with each other kind of fuck with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like Trey and Fire rode here together. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like Bobby Benfresh, like we don't even have the same people, but I know Bobby Benfresh. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know homie right here, but I seen him perform. I know he's not. We see each other in the streets all the time. Like, and we really fuck with each other in a way. I just think that a lot of artists up there don't understand what the artists down here do understand, is that you're a product. You know what I'm saying? So you guys are really good at marketing yourselves as products down here and saying like, this is my message, this is what I'm about. You know what I'm saying? Come fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? And like, whereas I feel like a lot of artists up there are still thinking that the most talented person is gonna win, and I wish it was that way, but it's just not that way no more. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it's really, I feel that way too. Like, I think that the artists down here market themselves well. I think it's like there's a lot of young artists down here. Like most of the people in underground, like this first issue, the oldest person was like Kato, who's like 24 at the time.
Got you.
There's a lot of young people.
That makes sense. Okay.
And like young people, obviously fresh out of high school, it's when you have a lot of people fucking with you, and it's like really cool to be a 20-year-old rapper.
Right.
And I feel like maybe like, do you feel like up there's maybe it's older people, I feel like that kind of like,
I think that's
heads.
true. I think that is true. I mean, there's definitely like a generational miscommunication up there for sure, because there's still people who like will see, fuck auto-tune. They're still saying shit like that up there. You know what I'm saying? Which is insane. Like, auto-tune ain't going nowhere. It's been here forever. And like, there's people, and it's even starting to splinter off. Like, the people who like Drake are like old heads kind of now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's starting to splinter off in another way, where it's like, oh, we like Roddy Ricch and these people, but we don't like these people. And so I just think that my main job as Connect the Coast for fans is to be a filter of the people who have the most potential to compete in the mainstream market. That's what I think I'm trying to do. It's like, you know, I'm not the platform that's gonna give everybody a shot, but I am gonna pick out those people in my mind who I could say, oh, if he was on MTV, he would fit right in. I don't know why I said MTV, but he was on a platform like that, he would fit in right, and he wouldn't be like, why did they play that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to find the people that can compete. So.
Mm-hmm. And so you also brought up a point that Bobby brought up when we were doing our interview stuff for the Issue 2 magazine with Bobby in it, is he was saying the same thing. He was like, I feel like up where I'm from, like the community, he wasn't really like saying if it was a race thing or not, but he was just saying the community like does not fuck with hip hop. Don't fuck with rappers.
All, bro.
Why do you think that is? Do you think
it's definitely a race thing? No,
it's
for sure it's a race thing. It's racist as fuck up there, bro. That's just what it is. You can't call it anything else. But I know from being in the streets that there are so many more people, like allies that love hip hop and people that love hip hop, and just people. There's just so many more of us. We just don't control the levers of power. And up there, like, it was insane. Like, I can think back to school, and it's a deeper conversation, but we were really educated to not care about the levers of power. So that's why there's so many people. Like, Santa Maria is an all brown city, and all the people with power are white. You know what I'm saying? Like, that make and they don't like brown people, and they make decisions about their lives, and it's fucking crazy. It's crazy. Like, and that's how it is everywhere up there. I mean, and it gets worse. Like, in the Pomo where I live, on the Chamber of Commerce, there's this like a Nazi sympathizer, and he won Person of the Year. Chamber of Commerce gave him Person of the Year. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
was in the Pomo?
And the Pomo is an all brown city, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a restaurant who like prided themselves. They marketed themselves after they marched against BLM. And they got more customers in the Pomo. You feel what I'm saying?
It was like a small business?
Yeah, it's a small restaurant. And, like, they got more customers after. And it's just shit like that. It's like, but there is way more of us than there is of them. And so I think that if we continue, I think that the greatest thing about this whole awakening on the coast is people seeing, like, oh shit, there's more people like me, and just seeing them become comfortable being themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just, I see more people not afraid to dress like they want to dress, and talk like they want to talk, and wear what they want, and, you know, and say what they want to say. And like, that is the thing that's gonna set us free, because we come from a place where they'll look people like me dead in my face and tell me stay in my place, and be mad when I say shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like
the video you posted.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was when I fucking are you talking about the racist dude?
That dude that you like?
Yeah.
Called out of his
So
van,
that's
like,
when I worked at Verizon, and the Tascadero was like the most racist place up there. Yeah. And I ran the Verizon store up there. All I did was ask that dude to put on a mask. That's it. I said, put on a mask, please. And he just went off, just started going off. And I was like, he's about to drop the N-bomb. So I just had to pull out the phone and shut his business. We shut his business down. But guess what? We shut his business down. He cried because he got so many like bad Yelp reviews and stuff. But then there was a whole other side of people that came out to support him and said that he should be able to say what he wants to say. So Yelp scrubbed his account, and he's back to 100% again. He has no bad reviews, and now he gets to move on like nothing ever happened. And he found a whole new customer base of racists that support his business solely because of what he did. It's literally that racist up there.
Damn, so Tascadero is the place to be for a racist.
Exactly. It was actually made like that city. They founded that city to be one of the last white strongholds in California. That's what it was founded for.
Jesus,
crazy.
Well, hopefully you get better vibes from down here. I think it's better down here. Like,
I think it's better up there. You know what I'm saying? I just can't shy away from the history that's up there. But I mean, like I said, that's not the community. Like, we have so many allies. Like, you know, Jay Riley is signed to Connect the Coast. He's white. He's definitely an ally. He made a song called 1312 that's just about, you know what I'm saying, supporting Black lives, and we have so many people like that all over the coast. Like, it's just that we have to highlight those people as well, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna talk about the racism, you know what I'm saying, but we can't just talk about that. We have to also talk about the people that are helping to fight that and helping to change that. So
hell yeah. So before I let you go, I've always wanted to ask you this, and it's kind of total switch gears here.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering, like, what's your influence for your style, bro? Like, where did you like? When did you start to dress? Like, you have a nice style. It's swaggy. It's like it's a confident style.
Thank you.
Every
man.
time I see you, you're in like just something dope. Like I feel like you were wearing a mask before COVID. Were you?
Yeah. It's crazy. Like, I was sourcing masks. The day I moved back to the coast, I was sourcing masks. I don't know why. I was just like, I want to make face masks. Like, and all of the fucking places I went to, Passport, all of them was like, nah, bro, we don't make masks. Like, why would we do that? You know? And so when the COVID hit, I hit them all. I was like, I told you, motherfucker should have got a mask. But it's 805 shit, bro. Everybody with Big Drip is from the 805. Like Madlib got crazy swag. Fucking people from out here got a lot of swag, bro. Like, it's a combination of that lazy beach style, stoner style, and fucking we love hip hop out here. You know what I'm saying? It's like my interpretation of hip hop, not having to wear no colors. I can wear what the fuck I want to wear, and you know, I take it. It's like this was like my first platform where I could express myself, was my fashion. I've always done that shit. I got suspended from school for being fly. Like, that's been forever.
Damn. Yeah, like, I can't even imagine you in like a white t-shirt and sweatpants.
Nah, that wasn't going on. I was swagging forever. Like, I was like Mini Mace back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Shiny suits and everything.
Let's go. Well, dude, I appreciate you coming down here, driving out this way.
Of course.
And coming and doing this for Underground, bro.
Of course. Can I say, please visit connectthecoast.co. Every Friday night at 9 p.m. we count down the top hip-hop and R&B music videos from the 805. So that's people from Simi Valley all the way up to Paso Robles on Instagram Live. And then follow us. Click the link in our bio on Instagram and follow us on all the platforms, because we promote a lot of 805 artists, some of which we find on Underground Magazine. So if you want to know what's going on the coast, besides following Underground Magazine, following us is the best way to do that.
And vice versa. I feel like I know a lot of artists from Connect the Coast as well. So
facts.
I appreciate you coming down.
Of course.
Underground Podcast, Andrew Mason, Lorde Sanctus. Thank you for listening.
Cheers.
We got just rolled up.
It's the Holy Lorde Sanctus. What you talking about? Connect the Coast, bitch.
Let's go. Hey.